Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie.
Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. For more information on how the CCIDA can assist your business, visit choosechq.com.
From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check it off because we make getting vaccinated easy. You've got this because we've got you. To learn more, visit yougotthis.usaging.org.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Doc Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. And indeed, it was a beautiful Chautauqua Sunrise today, and I am in full summer and baseball mode. I have to get excited because the guys I have here are like on fire all the time, and we're going to be meeting them here. Today, we're going to be talking about the greatest game on dirt. How's that? Greatest game on dirt. We're going to be talking baseball and the Tarp Skunks, and we got some folks here that we're going to be talking with in a little while after I get through with the announcements. So I'm going to take these off so I can see what I'm doing. Hope you're all doing well. And it is a beautiful day out there, and finally the weather seems to be turning around for the most part. And after you look at the weather reports across the country, we're looking pretty good. Poor middle of the country is getting beat up right now. So, I want to say good morning to all my friends across the country throughout the Chautauqua County. A special shout out to our friends in the Ukraine. Stay safe. We're watching you. We're hoping for you. We're praying for you. James and Karen down in Kenya. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Karen, I know that you're just loving being back in Kenya after all these years, and you do a lot of good work down there. I follow you on Facebook, and I'm going to get you back here sometime when you get back to home here in Westfield area, and we'll get you on the show. She goes down and does a lot of good work down there, missionary, educational, all kinds of good work. So, James, if you're with her, good morning. Let's see what else we got. I want to say good afternoon to all my listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. I have to use my radio voice right then and there. See how I did that? I think you're going to enjoy what we're going to be talking about today because it takes place right there in Jamestown. But that doesn't mean the rest of us throughout the county can't participate in today's show because it's our county team, the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Okay? Let's see what else I got here. Throughout the show, if you are interested in asking a question or have a comment, watch this, guys. Bring it up, Jeff. Bring it up there. He's like a half a second behind today. 716-753-5225. You can give us a call. You can ask a question, or If you have an event or a fundraiser that you want to share, we can do that too. Throughout the week, if you think of something and you want to share it with us, which people often do, you can email us at Chautauqua Sunrise, all one word, at gmail.com, and we'll get your public service announcement. And what the best thing in the whole world is, it's free, and we're happy to do that for you. Okay. I want to welcome back all of our summer residents to Chautauqua County, and many of you come back right after Memorial Day, and there's just so much to do here, including baseball. I'll bring baseball up at least 40 times, all right? Okay. Swimming, kayaking, fishing, boating, concerts, music in the park, farmers markets, all kinds of stuff, of course, shopping and things like that. It's a great place to be here in Chautauqua County, and we want to welcome you back, and if it's your first time here, welcome as well. Let's see. I want to congratulate Anthony Merchant, who's now the general manager at WRFA. So congratulations. We have had a great long-running relationship with WRFA ever since Dennis Drew, 10,000 Maniacs fame, and I had a general person's agreement, and we share information from the Reg, from WRFA, and back and forth, and it's just been a great working relationship, so I hope we continue that with Anthony as well. Okay, then I double checked with my crew today. Guess what? A month from now, or less than a month from now, we're going to be covering the 4th of July parade in Mayville. And I don't even know how many times I've done this. It's going to be 12, 13 times now I've announced the parade. And my sidekick, Rick Mascaro, is going to join me. Rick is really good because he knows all about cars and antique cars. I don't know much about cars. I just buy it, run it, and that's it. But he knows engine sizes and years and all that stuff, so it's a lot of fun. All right, I'm going to go right to my announcements because I want to give my guys so much time that are here and to talk about what we're going to be talking about, baseball. And so let's get right to it. Ready, Jeff? Here we go. Wednesday, June 11th, kicks off the 2024 Dunkirk Farmers Market season. I mentioned Farmers Market because there's one in Jamestown, Dunkirk, Westfield, and Mayville, but this is the Dunkirk one. The market will take place every Wednesday through October 8th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., rain or shine, outside the Dunkirk Senior Center, located at 45 Cliff Star Court, under the city's Agrarian Pavilion Complex. Say that 10 times fast. Agrarian. I don't think I've said agrarian on TV before. We are excited to share that Refresco will once again be the title sponsor of their 2025 Dunkirk Farmers Market season. On behalf of Mayor of Dunkirk and the City of Dunkirk, we would like to thank Refresco for their continued support of the market, they tell me, for the first season in a row. Okay? And then Roberto Fred Farms and Richard Pinan Farms will return to the market every week. They offer a wide variety of vegetables, fruits, herbs, preserves, honey, and vegetable plants, so you get your own. Conklin Family Farms will also be returning this season to provide a wonderful assortment of beef, pork, eggs, and select dairy products. Gardens of Eternity is back, offering natural body products and soaps, washcloths, breads, jams, and dip mixes. Additionally, Sunshine Honey will be returning to the markets as well. So there's a lot going on up there, and if you're interested, give them a call at 366-9876, 366-9876. Again, that's Dunkirk Farmers Market starting June 11th. Okay, then let's go fishing. I mentioned fishing here in Chautauqua County. It's the second annual Walleye Festival, and it already started yesterday, so it's going to run through tomorrow at the Dunkirk City Pier. Walleye is probably one of the best tasting fish that you're ever going to eat. It's really sweet, it's delicious. Professional walleye anglers will be competing this year in the 5th annual Western New York Walleye Classic, directed by Josh Larson, tournament director, while the festival portion will be directed by Scott Mikas, part of the Dunkirk Festivals. The Primitive Patriot Outdoors Western New York Walleye Classic will be the highlight of the festival, consisting of 2 to 5 anglers weighing in their biggest 6 fish caught, with top 5 payouts and top 3 biggest fish prizes each day, including today. The pier will be closed off to local traffic. And let's see, last year there was 45 teams registered, over 250 anglers, and over, listen to this, there's money being made on this. $47,660 was given in prize money. Let me say that again, $47,000. I better get my fishing gear out. Wow. The mission statement is to bring the outdoor community together through hosted events and various media sources in hopes to give our area amazing weekends focusing on Lake Erie's most sought after species, the walleye. If you're in Chautauqua County, the most sought after species is the muskellunge, or muskies as we all know. All right, so the event starts 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Oh, didn't tell me that part. Followed by the shotgun start at 7 a.m. So they're already in process right now, but I understand they're going to be doing things tomorrow as well on the 8th. So there's going to be a kids fishing clinic tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock and all kinds of good things. So if you want to know more information, give them a call, 490-4226, 490-4226. Walleye fishing. All right, then we got another slide. Let's go to Reg Linnae, Center for the Arts. What do we got? There he is, the man of the hour, Anthony Merchant, as WRFA's new GM. The Reg Linnae Center for the Arts is proud to announce the appointment of Anthony Merchant as the new general manager of 107.9, Low Power to the People, WRFA. The Jamestown native has been involved in a low-power, non-commercial radio station for many years. First as a volunteer starting in 2009, and then when he was hired in 2021 as a board operator for Jamestown Tarp Skunk games. I didn't know that. There is a connection to this. Merchant was then brought on as the station's arts and entertainment producer in 2022, hosting programs such as Arts on Fire and Local Rush Hour. Since 2016, he also produced and hosted the Power Chord Hour podcast on WRFA's airwaves. Merchant will be responsible for the day-to-day operation of the radio station, providing access to the arts, cultural, and education programming, and a forum for the discourse of public affairs. He previously was employed as an on-air talent for cross-country communications in Jamestown and was a producer, host of 88.9 WCVF in Fredonia. Reg Linnae's executive director, Hillary Meyer, said, the quote, "We look forward to Anthony ushering in the next era of WRFA. His long history with the station puts him in a prime position to continue the program that the community enjoys while working on ways to support this valuable part of the organization." So, Anthony, congratulations, and we look forward to talking with you perhaps in the future. All right, moving along. We have an upcoming event on today, June 7th, Celeron Rib Fest. If you have never been there, it's crazy. They got all these rib guys from all around the country, and they got these signs and trophies, and it's just lots of fun. It's at the Lucille Ball Memorial Park over at 47 Dunham Avenue in Celeron. The Celeron Rib Fest is back for 2025. There's food, drinks, craft vendors, kids zone, music, just a whole lot more cruising. So again, if you want to do something different, go to Celeron. It's really a lot of fun down there. All right. Then we got this thing called the Chautauqua Forum on Democracy. It's being held tomorrow through the 10th at Chautauqua Institution. So let me just read a little bit here. It says, please plan to join them at Chautauqua from June 8th to the 10th from 2025 for the 2025 Forum on Democracy, co-curated by Chautauqua Institution staff and the 24-25 Perry Fellows in Democracy. Melody Barnes and David French are those fellows. Through main stage keynotes and panel discussions to engagement with fellow attendees, the forum will feature some of today's leading voices on politics and culture and give participants tools and ideas to evolve and bolster the democratic institutions that undergird civic life. All right, so let's see here. So you're going to have just a whole variety of speakers, and that's coming up tomorrow through the 10th at Chautauqua Institution, Chautauqua Forum on Democracy. And finally, we have a last slide here. Friends of Chautauqua County Greenways to host CHQ Trails Day on June 21. This is really cool. A lot of people don't even realize we have trails throughout Chautauqua County, and I know that there's been a number of people that are really interested in doing this. So let me read a little bit. In cooperation with the Chautauqua County Partnership for Economic Growth, the Friends of Chautauqua County Greenways Group is excited to host the inaugural CHQ Trails Day taking place this year on Saturday, June 21, at various locations throughout the county. The countywide event will capture the spirit of collaboration and connectivity that has come to define this group over the past 3 years. The day is chock full of outdoor activities for trail users of all types in all abilities, with each event organized by the various members who are part of this event. The feature group hikes. Oh, I see it. The feature will group. It's written weird. Hikes, horse rides, guided canoe and kayak trips, bird walks, group mountain bike rides, and a whole lot more. Okay, so I'm looking for a phone number here. Okay, well, anyways, it's going to be at various locations at Boutwell Hills State Forest in Cherry Creek, Cassadaga Lakes Nature Park in Cassadaga, Dobbins Woods Preserve in Asheville, Erlinson's Overview Park in Frewsburg, the Chautauqua Gorge Loop in Mayville, Heron Farm and Events Center in Sherman, Kyle's Landing Preserve in Sinclairville, Loudon Performance in Bemis Point, Lundsman Overview in a park in Portland, and Prospect Hill Station Trailhead in Mayville. So June 21, if you have any idea about those trails, check it out and participate. Get some exercise and get out and have some fresh air. We're going to take a little breather. I'm going to be right back. Stay tuned. We're talking baseball today.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in New York, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Okay, back in the studio, I got my pal Randy Anderson, who comes on every year to talk about the Sports Hall of Fame here in Chautauqua County. But we're not going to talk about that today, okay? We are going to talk about the the Tarp Skunks baseball team and all the cool things that you all are doing. And we talked about it. You guys are 5 years old. We've had you on here 5 years. We are your supporters. We are your voice. We are for you. Randy, welcome. You're speechless. Go ahead, talk.
No, I'm not. Thanks for having us back, Doc.
Absolutely.
We appreciate the support that you and the entire Chautauqua community gives to the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. As you said, we're celebrating our 5th year.
That's great.
We're really excited. We've assembled one of our best teams ever. And
You said that last year. He says that every year, guys.
This year, I really mean it, Doc. We've got one of our most talented teams
I'm
ever,
sure you do.
and it's all the credit goes to our manager, Frank Jagoda, who's sitting next to me, who
Yeah.
has put together a great group of ball players from all over the country, including some from Chautauqua County.
As it should be.
You're going to meet later.
As it should be. Okay, so this is such a fun show for me, and I sometimes never know how I want to approach it, but we're going to approach it this way. All right, so let's first talk about who the Tarp Skunks are and how they became the Tarp Skunks. Just give me the elevator speech on that, and then we'll go from there. Because folks that are watching here may never heard of the Tarp Skunks that are visiting, and they might want to know more.
The Jamestown Tarp Skunks are a collegiate wood bat baseball league.
College kids playing with an old-fashioned wooden bat, no metal stuff.
That's right. No aluminum bats. It's not high school.
So you don't hear that doink.
No. So it's college wood bat. So
Yes.
every player on our team is enrolled and affiliated with a college.
You have to be in college?
Yep.
Okay.
You got to be affiliated with a college. We play in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League, which is 14 teams from basically across New York State and one team in Canada, in St. Catharines. We play in the Western Division of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League. And the teams in our division, I'm gonna pass it over to Frank.
All right.
St. Catharines.
Niagara Falls, Geneva, Newark, Batavia, us, Jamestown, Auburn,
Elmira. There's the 8 teams. We did it.
All right. So that's your division. Then there's another division with 6 teams. You
The
told me.
eastern part,
side.
like Amsterdam and Oneonta. And,
Mohawk Valley.
yeah.
So, well, Frank, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having
And
us.
Your title is both. You got like 2 titles, like rolled in one. You're coach and manager?
Well, that's one and the same.
One and the same.
Yeah, one and the same.
Because in the old days, you would have like separate guys, like somebody in the business office and then one on the field.
Well, we still have
Not
it-
with the Tarp Skunks, but I mean in baseball.
With our Tarp Skunks, we do have a business manager.
Oh.
That's Christian Dulce.
All right.
He has been on your show in previous years. But our field manager, the man in charge of baseball operations,
Yes.
is Frank.
Frank's the man.
Frank is the man.
Okay.
I don't know about all that.
So Frank's a local guy.
Okay, and we're going to get to Frank in a second.
Good.
Because we're now going to talk, because people always want to know this, and I always make you tell the story, why Tarp Skunk?
Okay.
Because I know what the story is. I can tell, but I want you to tell it.
Okay, so back when we were forming the Tarp Skunks back in 2020, we were searching for a name. The previous name of this team was the Jammers,
Yes.
but that ownership group left,
Right.
and a new ownership group took over. That ownership group is 50 local people from Chautauqua County who all own a share of the team. Well, we were looking for a new name to distinguish from the old ownership group to the new ownership group, a name that would bring excitement and maybe a little quirky to draw attention. When you have a quirky name or something new, you can sell a lot of merchandise. Well, that's important to sell merchandise if you want to keep your baseball team going.
Okay.
So,
It's a funding stream. Okay.
yeah. So at the time, we were taking an inventory of all the things that we needed to buy and what did we have, what did we need, and we were wondering about the condition of the tarp that's at Dietrich Park.
And that covers up the infield.
That covers the infield in the event of a rain.
Right.
So we asked our groundskeeper down there, could you unroll the tarp so that we could take a look at it? Is it still functional? Do we need to replace it? And he goes, yeah, we can do that. He says, but let me go down there and make sure that the skunks are not in there. Well, we didn't know what he was talking about. So, what are you talking about, Dom? And he says, well, in the wintertime, we have a family of skunks that live within the tarp. As you know, Doc, the tarp is rolled up around a large cylinder.
Right.
So
Go inside.
so they can go inside
Yeah,
and be
perfect. protected
and warm, relatively warm. And so, when he says he's going to check the tarp to see if the skunks are gone, we're going, tarps and skunks? That's a great name.
There we go. And it was born.
That was the Jamestown
Okay.
Tarp
And your
Skunks.
mascot is called what? Swiffy or Sniffy or
Whiffy.
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 I knew it was iffy. and
Whiffy.
there's-
Now that's a double entendre. You got the whiff of a skunk, but when you strike out in baseball,
you
you
whiffed it.
whiffed.
Yeah,
Now Chase and Branston they are now whiffers. No, these are contact guys. So anyway, yeah, that's how the whole thing developed.
Okay, and so this is college guys
Yep.
playing baseball, and the thing that always amazes me is they pay to play. Okay,
That's part. It's like I equate it to like sending your son your son or your daughter to a summer camp.
Okay.
For the experience. Now our guys like Chase and Branston, they're here because A, they love baseball, but B, they're trying to become better players.
Oh.
Now they're already good players, or else they wouldn't be here.
Right.
But they're trying to become even better players.
Okay.
So with good coaching from Frank and his crew, and an opportunity to play 40-some games in 2 months, they're going to get an opportunity to improve their baseball skills.
Okay, take a breather. Let's go to Frank. Frank,
Thank you.
we've done this before. Frank, welcome, as I said. And so, what's your background in baseball? Did you play ball in school?
I did. Yeah, I played from Dunkirk. Played
Okay.
at University of Buffalo out of high school.
Uh-huh.
A year at Jamestown Community College, and
Okay.
then at Gannon, where I finished my career, and then started coaching back here at JCC under a good friend of mine, Anthony Barone, local guy, and then went on to Canisius for 3 years.
Canisius College?
Yep, to coach and earn my master's. Wingate University in North Carolina near Charlotte, Patrick Henry Community College in Virginia, and then gotten a professional baseball over the last 9 years or so. First with the Minnesota Twins, then in the front office with USA Baseball, and then the last 5 or 6 or so with the Tampa Bay Rays. So,
You're talking about professional level baseball that you worked with,
yeah, that's right.
and now you're coaching these guys.
Yep. So obviously in professional baseball, there's a lot of travel and things like that, and so the travel became tough on the family life. And my wife and I were very fortunate to have a son 15 months ago. And as we kind of looked at some, as we looked at some things, we decided that we wanted to kind of transition into something to allow me to be in the game, but also be home but do something I'm passionate about, which is baseball, but also giving back to the community. And I was a board member for just over a year with the Tarp Skunks prior to that, and helping in a different capacity. And when this opportunity presented itself, we kind of talked about it and kind of landed in a good place.
I was kind of chuckling to myself because I remember, I've been a musician for a million years, and it's the look your wife gives you when you say, I'll see you later, and they're holding the babies, or they're the ones that got to get up early in the morning, and you're on the road coming in late, and you're so exhausted, and they say it's your turn to get up, and go, I'm pooped. There's gonna be some little tension there once in a while.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm blessed. My wife just does such a phenomenal job. She's sacrificed so much over the last 16 years of this thing, so very, very thankful for her.
I think that's the true of anybody that's successful. It's got when you're married, it's a team, and everybody's got to support each other, and it's tough sometimes. So I get it. All right, let's get to the guys that we really want to talk about here, and what your role with them is. So I hear they're local guys. Is that true?
Yeah, they are. Chase here to my right, he's from Frewsburg High School, Frewsburg native. Was committed to play college baseball at the Division I level at Marist College, or Marist University.
Yep.
In Poughkeepsie, New York. Branston Lindquist from Faulkner goes to St. Mary's of Lancaster in Buffalo. Still lives here in the summers, and so he's committed to go to Toledo in Ohio, another Division I school. So those are two of a few local players. So we also have Jameson Walsh, who goes to University of Albany from Southwestern High School, Lakewood native, and we also have a few players from the Warren, PA, Erie, PA, kind of Hamburg, Buffalo area. So local enough to this this Western New York community and Western Pennsylvania. So really thankful for them and all their time and effort and those things. And so far we're off to a good start, and really looking forward to getting back on the field tomorrow. We've been dealing with some rain. So
okay, you guys ready to talk?
Yep.
You've been sitting here really patiently. All right, here's the first question I have. You see Randy's hat? You see my hat? When we were kids, that was the first thing we did with our hats. We bent them, and y'all do this. Yours is straight out practically, and I see that all the time. So I want to know, what's the appropriate way to wear a baseball cap today?
That's a good question.
You shaking your head at me, Chase,
No.
or you can't answer the question?
Oh, we just got it like this, so we just kept it.
Okay.
Yeah, they do come like straight flat. So this
We
is,
bend them a
this
little
is
bit.
bent a
We
little
bend them a
bit.
little
We used to, because the sun was hitting. It was more like a sun visor, because the sun will always become. I play center field, and so I always had to have it like that. But I mean, that was the first thing we did.
Still do.
Yeah, I grab a new hat, burn it. It must be a thing.
It's an age thing. I'm quite confident that
But
there isn't a single ball player on Frank's team that has a bent cap.
We all got the fancy sunglasses and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you need a lid or a ledge for your sunglasses, right, Chase?
That's what it
It's
is.
a fashion statement. Okay, so Chase, let's start with you. So you're from Frewsburg.
Yep.
Okay, so you played high school. In what position did you play?
So I played shortstop for high school this year.
That is a hard position, if I recall. There's a lot of pressure on the shortstopper.
Yep.
So you like that position?
I do, but I was actually recruited as an outfielder to Marist University. So I do like infield, but outfield's really my gig.
Now, you're a former pitcher as well.
I am.
Right?
Yes.
You pitched a lot at Frewsburg.
I did.
So tell us what's going on there.
So I've decided Marist and me have decided that that's not the route we're going to go, and I'm just going to stick to outfield.
Okay, so
What's
baseball to me is like being in music. It pays the bills. So, what's your end game when all is said and done? When you're 50 years old, what are you going to be doing?
So I just last summer I took a online anatomy and physiology class, and I'm trying to go into the like exercise science field. And I want to be a chiropractor.
Okay, but they're connected. I know the sports and chiropractors and things like that all work together. Well, that's terrific. So Marist, is that a Jesuit school? I can't. Or
It's liberal arts. So it's up in Poughkeepsie, New York,
okay.
up by the city.
Okay. I'm not familiar with every college. I know a lot of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned Canisius College. I went to Canisius High School, so they were like, so Marist. Okay. So you haven't started yet, or you're?
No, so I'm still in high school actually. I have like 10 days left. So,
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay. And so, why did you hook up with these guys?
So my coaches from Marist, they reached out to Frank and wanted me to have like a summer opportunity instead of playing like travel ball, get the experience with the college guys, and I would just like to give like my college teammates on the Tarp Skunks a shout out because they were like really taking me under their wing and like showing me the ways of college baseball.
So you're like one of the younger members then?
Yes.
Yep. Frank, what's the age group?
So we have anywhere between, are you guys 18 yet?
I turned 18 last
I'm
week.
17.
17 to 23 probably. It's mostly college kids. It's all of the high school players are all players who have graduated high school or are graduating high school. And like Randy said, have committed to Division I schools. We also have Blake Herman, who's still playing in high school New York State playoffs today actually,
sure. Yeah.
who's coming from Gowanda High School. He's committed to Canisius, and another player coming in tomorrow who just graduates today, walking on stage today from a high school in Delaware. He's committed to the University of Delaware. So, like Randy said, all of our players are affiliated with a college. The league allows us to have 4 high school players. So I've exhausted that cap just because I think it's a good opportunity, like Chase said. And I'm sure like Branston could attest to be around college players, to be around the college game, and to do some different things for their growth and development. And hopefully they have a good experience here to where, we would like them back as an organization and they would like to come back next summer, as players.
So coming out of high school, almost, do you feel intimidated when you're playing with these older guys?
No, I believe in my abilities and everything that my coaches have done for me.
Because a lot of times you're like this little fish in a little pond, and now you're going to a bigger pond. It's like, Okay, Branson, you're from
Faulkner.
And you're still in high school?
I graduated already. We graduate early in Buffalo. I go to a Catholic school.
Oh, which one?
St. Mary's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in the Monsignor Martin.
St. Mary's, and is that in Lancaster?
Yep.
Then
Yep,
you
it's in
knew
Lancaster.
my nephew. He played with you guys, Josh Sullivan.
Josh Sullivan, yes.
He ended up at St. Francis.
Yeah. I didn't. He was there.
He was there for maybe a year or two.
My sophomore year, I think.
Yeah. Small world. So you know people. Okay. So what position do you play?
I'm a catcher.
Holy cow. I always say holy cow because I think that's a hard job. You gotta throw that ball all over the place, don't you?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Ever since I started playing baseball, so 4.
So, yeah. And, how about Chase? When did you start playing?
About the same time.
So those little mini guys, trying to figure out what in the world, where your body's supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be
What's
doing.
interesting about Frank and Chase and Branston is that they are all sons of baseball nuts. No, I'm serious. Their dads are all in on baseball.
Okay.
And it's no surprise that Frank, Chase, and Branston are where they are today because of the development that their father put into their careers.
Wow.
Maybe you guys each want to talk about what your dad meant to you and what your dad means to you.
Yeah, I mean, my dad, obviously, like Randy mentioned, he's been the head high school baseball coach at Dunkirk for over 30 years. He's actually a member of the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay. I think
yeah.
I remember the name now. You know, you've had a couple in there.
Yeah. So he just passed the 400 win mark this year, and he's the winningest coach in school history at Dunkirk. And so, just being around the game, being around sports. You know, he also coached basketball and tennis and football and all these things growing up. And he was a middle school guidance counselor, so an educator. And just being around him and spending time around older players, older kids, my whole life, you know, was weird. I was always around the older crowd, and then when I got to be a senior in high school, I had to like reintegrate myself because all my friends were older, so it was tough. But yeah, I couldn't be more thankful for him and all the experiences he's taught me, and hopefully, you know, as my son comes to the ballpark almost every day with me and my wife, hopefully I can teach him some of those same things.
Did I ask you what position you played?
I was a corner infielder and a pitcher. I caught a little bit. I did quite a bit of a lot.
Corner infielder. Where's that?
So that would be like third, first, and pitch.
Oh, corner infield. Oh, I got it. There's two corners. Yeah. Okay. I've never heard that term before. It's like the hat thing, you know.
Aren't you glad you came today?
Yeah, I show up. Okay, I'm sorry. Corner infield and what?
I pitched a little bit, and I also caught some. So I did quite a bit, and that kind of also transitioned into my coaching career, pitching coach, and then it kind of transitioned to some other positions in scouting as well.
All right. I'm going to go back to Branston because we weren't done yet.
Yeah.
So your dad was in sports as well?
Yeah, so he was a professional umpire.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
He umpired in the minor leagues all over the place. But I used to go to the ballpark with him, like when I was younger, and I've grown up around the game.
So which ballparks have you been to? Like all over the country kind of thing? Or?
Yeah, a lot of it was, I'm too young to remember what names they were. But I do remember being around the game and not only learning like the skill development of it, but the mental part of the game and baseball IQ, knowing what's going on around me the entire game. And that's a big part that I'm thankful for.
You can get easily, if you're out in center field, you can kind of forget what's going on because it's all the actions in the infield. And then, you know, oh, here comes one. you got to have your presence around you. So you're a catcher, all right. And so I asked Chase the same question. When you're 50 years old, what are you going to be doing, or 40 years old or whatever?
Hopefully just golfing.
So, all right. So, where are you going to be at 30 years old or 20 years old?
Hopefully playing baseball.
Playing baseball professionally.
Yeah.
Chase, do you see yourself playing professional?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to see where college takes me and my performances and stuff, and professional baseball would
So
be
he's got a backup plan in case he goofs up or something like that. So what's your backup plan? Golf?
Real estate.
Oh, so he does have a backup plan. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to study real estate in college?
I'm studying business finance, hopefully to put me on that path.
You know, I don't care if you're a baseball player, a rocker, or whatever your goal in life is, have plan B in place. You know, I tell that to everybody. You know, we were all going to go on, you know, like to Nashville and record and all that. I used to say to the rest of the musicians, have a backup plan, guys. And we may not make it. We didn't. And thankfully, we had backup plans. So, Branston, why did you hook up with this perfect league?
So I grew up going to the games, like when I was younger. And Frank reached out to me last summer and extended the invite for me to play. And I immediately took it because this is probably one of the best options that I would have had, not only to develop as a player but as a human being, getting ready to go to college and getting prepared for the next level.
Frank, why did you pick these two guys?
Well, they kind of hit on that a little bit. You know, obviously there is a threshold of ability. There's a threshold of athleticism that I look for. These guys, like Randy kind of mentioned, there's like a player fee involved. It's more of a residential fee, so it's not just like local Little League signups. You know what I mean? The team is scouted and recruited, and offers are extended out, and that takes months and months and months of due diligence and conversations and those things. And so knowing these kids, knowing them as people, knowing their families, I knew that they would be a good fit for the direction we were trying to go, not only from on the field but also off the field. And I do think it is important, to have local players here, but the local players still have to meet a threshold of ability, in my opinion. And so we can't just, just offer out opportunities to anybody. We have to have the right fit. And so at the end of the day, they kind of checked a lot of boxes in regards to what we were looking for, both positionally athletically, ability-wise, and then most importantly, the type of people they are.
So when your family shows up for the games, do they yell your name out and embarrass you and all that?
No, not much.
I've seen way too many parents that are like over the top, and it's like, shut up, just let them play. I got to ask you a question, and you know where I'm going with this. When you're playing ball, does your hat ever fall off? Remember that one picture you had? Every time you threw a pitch, his hat fell off.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's a funny story.
Oh God. Well,
He was a great pitcher, but every
that
time he pitched,
that was just his shtick. I don't know.
remember him?
Yes, I can't tell you his name.
We were going to glue his hat on.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, Chase, if tomorrow you got a phone call and someone said, we'd like to have you move up to the big show, as they call it. They still call it that, the big show? Like
Yeah.
Okay. I want
The show.
The show. My day, they call it the big show, I think. Anyways, what team would you like to play for?
Frank's not going to like this one, but I would like to play for the Yankees. That would be.
What's wrong with the Yankees, Frank?
Oh, he's just a.
It's the rival of my former employer, the Tampa Bay Rays. So.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Okay, and so if the Yankees called you up, you go tomorrow, okay. And Branston?
I would also choose the Yankees.
Oh, two
Look
Yankees!
at these guys.
I think at the end of the day, they would choose any team that called.
Absolutely.
When I was in school, I was a San Francisco Giants fan because I was tall. That was the only reason I could think of. Everybody else was Yankees, you know.
So, guys, you've played. We played what? 4 games, 5 games now, Frank, something like that. We're 3-1 in the league.
Yep.
What's the difference between playing in high school and playing for the Tarp Skunks?
It's definitely there's a difference in pace of play and maturity of the game, how fast it's going around you.
How fast is it going around you?
Not that fast, but it's
But
faster than high
but
school.
you said it's a different pace. Is it faster than?
Yeah, it's faster than high school.
Okay.
Everything just moves a little bit quicker, and there's definitely a time to get adjusted to it. But other than that, there's really no difference.
From a physicality point of view, is it more strenuous?
I'm going to say no, just because you're playing the same game.
Chase,
Same
your
game, I'm doing the
your
same
head's going different
I
directions.
just think it's more competitive for sure, because in high school, like, kids just sign up and play and whatever.
Yeah,
but
something to do.
This is competitive. Like, everyone wants to be there, perform, do their best. Like, we're there to win.
Okay, all right. Coming up, you've got how many games?
Well, this coming week, they play tomorrow in Niagara Falls, but then I want to talk about home games because we want some fannies in the seats.
You read my mind. Like, where are we going with this?
So on Tuesday, we play our annual kids game. It's at 11 o'clock at Dietrich Park. Who are we playing? Niagara Falls?
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls again. Last year we had 2,300 local school students attend the game, and I've been told that it's sold out at 2,300 or 2,400
Wait a minute.
again this year.
2,400 kids are going to be there.
Yeah.
Who's chaperoning this thing?
The teachers. Teachers.
So this is Kids Day.
It's Kids Day.
What are they going to expect when they get there?
A win. These guys are going to hear noise like they've never heard before at a ball game. These kids are, they're charged up, and you give them some candy and some cotton candy, and the sugar gets going, and it's a loud game.
It's like Christmas morning.
It's exciting. It's exciting. So that's Tuesday. Then we play home Wednesday night. Who are we playing,
Wednesday
Frank?
and Thursday. Buffalo Diesel. It's
The Buffalo Diesel.
Another non-league game.
So that's at 6:30 Wednesday night, and then we play Friday night at home also at 6:30.
So how can people find the schedule?
Tarp Skunks website. So Jamestown Tarp Skunks, tarpskunks.net, tarpskunks.org, whatever. Tarp Skunks. Facebook page. Again, Tarp Skunks. That would be the easiest way to find it.
Okay, so let's just talk in generality for this season. How many games you're going to play? 40, you said, altogether?
48 total regular.
48?
48 total regular season games.
You guys play all 48 games as a rule? No, you say no.
That's not up to them.
Could they possibly play all 48?
They could possibly play all 48 games, yes.
That seems like a lot of baseball in between now and when?
Yeah. July 27th is our last regular season game. And
So we're talking-
and then the playoffs start.
48 games in 2 months or something like that?
Roughly, yeah.
That's
20,
a lot
yeah.
of plus practice?
On occasion, yeah. So early on, we've had a bunch of different off days just because of the way the schedule laid out through the league. So if we have, like, say, 2 off days in a week, we'll practice on one of those days, and then I'll honor the off day for the group.
So how do you guys manage being still in high school and playing ball?
So I actually have an early release from high school, so
Okay.
I can get out early, come to practice, come to games. And
And you're already graduated, so you're all set.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do your friends think about all this? Are they like, what are you doing? Or how's that work? I mean, there's social pressure.
yeah, no, they think it's cool for sure, but they're like, this is going to be a lot for you. And I'm willing to take the challenge for sure.
Okay. What's your biggest concern, Chase, with all of this?
I don't really have any concerns. I'm
So you're
just
very confident,
yeah,
feel good about it?
Yeah, I'm loving it really.
Branston, you got any concerns?
No.
Health-wise, anything, things like that, to stay healthy and that. Okay, I have a question. Do baseball players have like a special diet? Do you eat certain foods to get ready for a game? Like, for instance, I keep saying I'm a musician. There's certain things we don't drink or eat before we sing because it just plugs you all up. Are there things you should stay away from, like chili?
I mean, I would just say like heavy foods.
Mm-hmm.
I just try and like stay at like a light food before the game, like a yogurt or a
okay.
PB&J, something like that. So.
Okay, all right.
I think it all just kind of depends on the person. Like I'm the same way. Eggs, something with meat, protein.
Proteins, yeah. And there are hot days out there. You guys, you have to drink like Gatorade and stuff like that?
Yeah, I like the liquid IV.
What is that?
It's just like a packet, and then you dump it into the water. And it's just
okay.
hydration stuff.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
I just like water.
Just water?
Just water, yeah.
Okay, all right. Those are just things that people don't know about, So as far as gear-wise, where do you get your uniforms and all that? Do you have to buy all that stuff, or that's all provided? How's that work?
It was all just provided to us.
Okay.
So we came in, and we got to pick out a locker, put our names on it, and then
was
pick
that
out
cool
a jersey.
feeling?
Yeah, it was a cool feeling for sure.
Something that your listeners might find interesting, Doc, is that we house our players in the dorms at JCC. We have a great relationship with JCC, so all our players are housed in the dorms, which is obviously right behind the ballpark. So
right.
they literally walk to work. And we also have the relationship with JCC where they can use the gym and the weight room and the pool and the JCC facility. So we have a great relationship and partnership with the college.
So you're living on campus?
I am, yes.
But you're not?
Nope.
After you graduate, are you on campus?
No, I'm only like 10, 15 minutes away, so I'm just going to commute.
So it's optional?
For Chase, apparently, but all our
Yeah.
and I didn't know that. All our other guys are in the dorms.
The local players that if they have the option to live at home if it's doable for them, but that doesn't change the expectation and the standard that we set. So if we have something, if a bus leaves at 6 in the morning, or if we have to put the tarp on at 6 in the morning, or there's a workout or whatever, there's an expectation of it doesn't matter if you live on campus or live at home. Here's what we have for the day. You're expected to be there. There's no questions asked. So, and they understand that. Branston opted to live in the dorms. Chase opted to live at home. I think a couple other you have a kid from Warren, PA, who opted to live at home because he is able to find some work in the morning. But same idea. The standard is you'll be there when you have to be. And we also have a player who's married who wanted to bring his wife, and he asked to rent an Airbnb in town. So he's renting an Airbnb for the summer. He's married and didn't want to leave his wife at home in Florida. So, but same idea. The standard is the standard, and when we have a team activity, they're all expected to be there.
Okay, so there might be some juniors or sophomores and their families watching this right now, or they will watch it someday, watching it, you guys on YouTube. Living in the dorm, what's it like, Branson?
Well, I don't have any roommates yet, so I don't know if I could fully answer this.
Well, up till now.
But up till now, I mean, it's been nice. The dorms are really nice. I do get my own privacy since I am the only person in my room.
Right.
So
Until tomorrow.
Till tomorrow.
Till
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So when it's time to eat, what happens? You have meals there? Or?
I do have food that I cook. Yeah.
Oh, so you take care of yourself. There's no meals provided.
No, there's meals provided at the ballpark, like when we go. But like breakfast, I usually cook my own breakfast and then head down if we have a practice or a game.
So the
then
dorm
there's
has a
food
little
there for us.
kitchenette or something?
Yeah, in our rooms there's a kitchen that we can
Wow,
use.
I didn't know this.
The Tarp Skunks organization provides meals to our players after every home game, as well as the visiting team
nice.
gets to eat. And then conversely, when our boys are on the road, that team provides post-game meals for our players.
So what do you get? Like what kind of meal?
It all depends. The other day
Give
we
me an
had
example.
barbecue chicken and mac and cheese. We had
That's
the other
decent.
day.
I was
It was
figuring you
good.
were
It
going
was
to
good.
give hot dogs or something.
Not us. We
Now
want
you
our,
got
we want our guys to eat well.
Okay. So is there ever concern with weight? I mean, you know, nothing. You guys are skinny anyway, so it's probably not a concern.
Yeah, I actually want to
You were talking to me, apparently. Sorry.
No, that's okay. So, I mean, you don't have to make weight. You just stay physically healthy.
Yep.
What happens if you get sick? What happens then?
Well, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
No,
I hope
well, I'll ask the coach then here. What happens if somebody gets injured or whatever?
Well, we have a athletic trainer who's with us, and so our guys have all the resources available to them. So we have an athletic training staff and those things, and the same thing when we go on the road. Each team has to make accessible an athletic trainer. So we have that covered. We have outstanding resources. Like these guys have talked about the dorm rooms. Randy mentioned the meals. We also have a family in the community that actually does pregame meals for every single time we get on a bus. So our guys are fed for nice long bus trips, and they're fed afterwards. And when we're home, we provide sandwich meat, deli meat, peanut butter and jellies, snacks, fruit, hydration stuff for our home games as well. So our goal as an organization, and my goal as the manager, is to provide a first-class operation for these guys so that if they get to the next level, they've already gone through some of the things that you'll see at the professional level in terms of a schedule, in terms of what the expectations are.
This sounds like, no, it doesn't sound, this is real baseball.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't, it's something else, high school or whatever. I mean, high school's different, obviously. So, wow, that must be a little bit of a change to get fed and give them a room and uniforms. What did it feel like to put those uniforms on for the first time, Chase?
Oh, it felt good. It was kind of surreal.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I was watching the Tarp Skunks in 2020, 2021. Just younger kid, I was like, wow, this would be cool if I could do this one day. And then to actually put it on, see my locker, and walk out to the field, it was pretty surreal.
How about you, Branston? How did it feel?
Yeah, kind of like he said, it's a full circle moment coming back to the ballpark where I grew up as a kid and being able to play and be one of those guys out on the field. So
What was it like the first time somebody asked you for an autograph? Because I saw you guys signing the other night when all these kids were swarming you trying to get your autograph. What was it like? Do you remember the first time somebody asked you to sign?
Yeah, it was actually the first time a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was pretty cool. It was like, wow, I'm really one of these guys now that does this and does it for the kids and stuff. So
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of caught me off guard when I was walking out, but it's a good feeling. Yeah.
Did you practice your signature ahead of time?
I actually, I winged it.
Frank, how many guys are on your team?
We have a roster limit of 40. We are hovering right around that 40 mark. That doesn't mean everybody's in town right now for various reasons. We've had agreements with certain players to come at a certain date based on whether it's graduation, whether it was a series of family things instead of them coming and going. So we'll be right in between that 36 and 40 range the whole season. But that's a good number. It is tough to balance a lineup, playing time, opportunity, but things come up. Injuries, sickness, like you've mentioned. There's a lot of things that could come up. So it's our job as a staff to make sure everybody's engaged and all of our players have touch points. And so we do a good job of that.
You guys are obviously the top players on your high school teams, so you're used to playing every inning, every day.
Yep.
Now you're not. How are you adjusting to that?
It's definitely different, but I'm willing to take the like just keep competing and doing my best and earning it. We are the younger guys, and it was expected when we came in that playing time is not a guaranteed thing and that we're going to have to work for it. And that's what I like.
Okay.
Yeah, like you said, it's not a guaranteed thing. So, but that also means that if I'm on the bench, I have to be ready at any time if he calls my name to go in. So
Cool. So, Randy, the Jammers have been around. Now we got the Tarp Skunks. I know you know this answer. Have anybody gone to the show?
From playing in Jamestown to the show?
In recent years. Not, I don't want to go back
well, I was going to say in
last 15, 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no question. Overall,
Yeah.
we've kept a list at the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, and there's been 275 guys who played baseball on the field that Chase and Branston are on. On that field, 275 guys went from Dietrich Park to the show.
That's sacred ground then.
They're playing on the same dirt that, Randy Johnson played on, Nellie Fox, Dave Roberts, Jim Leland, Giancarlo Stanton, and I mean, I can go on and on and on.
Okay, yes.
And these guys are playing on that very same sacred field.
Everybody starts somewhere, don't they? All right, let's. How does that make you feel, Chase?
Yeah, like I said before, it's surreal.
It's
like,
surreal.
Yeah, it's a whole different feeling from high school, and now I'm doing this, and it's just like all these fantastic baseball players have played here before, and it's like I'm sharing the dirt that they played on. It's a cool feeling. Yeah, it's almost like that. Yeah.
Is it about you? I mean,
yeah,
I mean, you know that there's guys that have been sitting on that home plate covering, as a catcher, and it must be like thinking about all those guys that were at bat there. I mean, you probably where you're standing, and all those guys were there a lot of that time. That's got to be weird.
yeah, I mean it's cool to think about, and I hope that in 30 years that people are saying the same stuff about us that are on the team.
Do
right
any of
now.
those guys ever come back and visit those pros? I just wondered.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Okay. All right.
So, yes, some have been back, but I don't know that I could specifically.
Yeah, I just wondered, was there something that just stood out? All right, we only got a couple of minutes
Yeah.
left. A question came up from out there. Do players do this in multiple years? Could you come back a year after year after year?
Yeah, they could. Obviously, that just really depends on the roster construction and how we choose to develop a roster each and every year. There'll be certain players that we'll extend offers to come back next year, but it's early in the season and we're still digging through this year. So it just depends on where we go as a roster and our organization.
Okay.
Frank, we're 3-1.
Yeah.
Give me an assessment of where we are so far.
I think we're in a good spot. I like the depth of our club. I really feel like we have a good group of athletes. Offensively, I think we're going to be able to score runs in bunches and score runs, with anybody. And on the pitching side, I like our depth. I think we have a unique staff in regards to stuff and ability and different arm angles, different arm slots, lefty-righty combos, those types of things. Like anything in baseball, if we throw strikes and our staff throws strikes, we're going to be in a really good spot.
Cool.
So, I really like where we're at.
Okay. Randy, real quick, how much does it cost to come to a game?
You can get into a ball game for as little as $5.
$5.
Yeah.
What a deal.
It is.
What a deal.
It absolutely.
Okay, we have less than a minute to go. So I'm going to start right down here. Branston, what would you like to tell people about coming out to the Tarp Skunks? Anything?
That it's a great opportunity, and I couldn't be happier to be here. So
Okay.
It's a great experience, and I'm also very grateful for it.
And Frank, what do you want to tell the audience?
Hey, the more fans, the better. We are so thankful for our community and the support, and we'd love to see as many fans out to the ballpark.
And how many
as
fans
possible.
would you like to see? How many does it hold?
As many as we can. We will break fire code.
You heard it first.
2,300 this coming Tuesday.
That's what's the maximum?
Somewhere just short of $3,000.
Okay, all right.
But 2,300 fills it up cheek to cheek.
All right, guys, I'm going to be watching in the papers. We're going to try to get out at least one game this year. I have a grandson. I think that might have some fun. He's old enough now to appreciate it. So have a great year, and we'll see y'all hopefully again and again and again. So congratulations for making the Tarp Skunks, and Frank, and your new position. And Randy, as always, it's a lot of fun to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, get out there and grab a beer, a hot dog, and watch some Tarp Skunk baseball, the greatest game on dirt. Okay, we're going to do this all next week right here on channel 1301 on Spectrum, or you can watch us on YouTube and Facebook forever and ever. Take care. Have a great weekend. Get out there and go fishing or something.